A lot of you have been in a situation where things have been really crazy in your life and you really didn't know what to do and you didn't know how to handle what was going on and all these wonderful things. But we're going to talk about how to walk in your power. Welcome to our live today. So I'm sitting. Okay. All right. I'm sitting. Normally I stand, but I'm gonna sit because I want to teach. Yeah, I want to teach. And so I'm sitting. Yeah, I'm sitting. So good morning, everybody. I appreciate you guys for joining us. I appreciate you guys for being a part of us, a part of what we're going to do today. I believe this is something that you're going to really enjoy. I am going to just really talk today. I'm going to talk. I'm not going to kind of go into the depth of what I normally do, and that's kind of go through my whole spiritual thing. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to just kind of talk. Let's see if I can get this to sit like that. Yeah. I'm going to just kind of talk today. So, Lady Carpenter. Hello, Lady Carpenter. How are you? Hello, Lady Carpenter. How are you? I'm going to just talk today. So, there has been a battle. And you know what? I'm going to do something else too. Let's see if this is. Yeah. There has been a battle in this era, in this time that we're in. And that battle has put us in a position where we have almost felt like God is not doing something unless we do it a specific way. So I want to put you into some things. We know that Timothy says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the love, power, and a sound mind. So I want to talk about power. And I want to talk about power in a way that makes you understand where you are when it comes to your power. I want you to see that. I want you to know how to walk in your power. And that power is where I believe God is taking you so that you can be what he's called you to be. Yeah, we got that too. All right. So let's talk about that. Now, he said, remember that God is giving you, remember that he's not giving you the power, God is not giving you the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Okay, that we know. But here's what I want you to understand. There are three remedies to everything that you do. There's a spiritual remedy, there's a physical remedy, and there's a mental remedy for everything that you do. I think it's 1 Timothy 4:7, if I'm not mistaken. It's 1 Timothy 4:7. And I want to talk about this because I really have to go into which a lot of you have been looking at my posts on TikTok and, well, I thought about this and I thought about this. So I'm going to clear up some things. Because I need you guys to understand this. So I'm going to clear up some stuff. So let's clear up thing number one. Right. I'm sorry, 2 Timothy 4:7. Let's clear up thing number one. Okay? Thing number one. Everybody here is powerful, and I need you to know that you're powerful. Okay? I need everybody to know that you're powerful. And thank you for everybody that helped me to do some things to my dear daughter Jasmine. Everybody here is powerful. You have a level of power that is in your life. You are powerful, and I need you to understand that, because what I'm about to talk about is going to help you out a lot of things. And I know a lot of arbitrary information. I know a lot of stuff that actually has no contingents on anything. So kind of go with me. Apostle Van Zandt, ironically enough, Apostle Van Zandt said this. Apostle Van Zandt said something to me one time. We were talking, and she was teaching in a class, and this is why Apostle Van Zandt is special to us. We were teaching in a class, and Apostle Van Zandt, she said, do you know it takes at least 8 bottles of water to clean out what Coca-Cola did when you drink Coca-Cola? And she said this years ago. She said this way before this was popular, before the whole health thing was popular. This was I don't even know how many years this was. It's way before that time. And she said that. And I said, wow, that's kind of crazy. I'm just drinking popular Coca-Cola. I didn't know that kind of thing. And so this morning I was talking to Jessica. And while I was talking to Jessica said, my son likes drinking Coke. And I said, oh, okay. And now hear me now, I'm talking about the power. She said, my son likes drinking Coke, but he drinks a lot of water. Why doesn't the water get out of his system? I said, well, because if you put maple syrup and olive oil on a table and you pour it, then you take a water hose and you spray at the same velocity both things, one of them will get off faster because it's thicker. I said, the stuff that's in your system is thicker. And so it takes a lot longer time. So let's deal with this like this. Okay, so if you are a woman, if you are a sister on this app, I need you to hear something. Your power is not defined by physical. Period. If you are a woman, God is not giving you the power that's defined by physical. Just need you to hear that. That's in the book, that's in the video, that's in the teaching. If you've not gotten the teaching, go up to the bio and get the teaching. It's called the true power of a woman. Your power is not physical. Okay, so I need you to hear that. If you are a woman, your power is not physical. So stop trying to be physically powerful. Okay. That's one of the tricks of the enemy. Get you to start, well, I can lift the box just like you can. I can do this. That is a women's live trick. Now, like I said, I can get the details of it. The deeper of the details are on the teaching. I can't go into that because I got to talk on these different ones. But if you want the fullness of that, go to my bio and TikTok and look at that bio and get that teaching. Those that took the teaching know the teaching is powerful. It'll teach you about a whole lot of things that are attacking you. Anyway. Your power is not physical. So you got that? Ladies, put you over to the right. Men, if you are a man on this call, your power is not spiritual. You have a 50% spiritual power, but you have 100% physical structural power. That's why Adam named the animals and Eve was not a part of it. Okay? So a man, you are physically strong enough to dress and keep the garden. That's your job. Now, that's been messed up because we got people that are a part of the organization of man and people that are not a part of the organization of man and people that don't want to be a part of the organization of man. So what happened is they've messed it up. So I'm going to give you the pure source of power that each person carries. The pure source of power that every man carries is physical. Bruh, if you're trying to be spiritual, if you're trying to be emotionally strong, you are not going to do it. You cannot do it like women can do it. Women are stronger in the physical and spiritual than we are. They're 100% stronger than we are. Men, you are not women. You are not strong physically. Pound for pound, we will always be stronger than you. So whoever told you that you're equal to men physically lied to you. Are we clear? So that means that when something has to be done, hear me guys, when something has to be done spiritually, man depend on woman and trust how woman sees it. Woman, get ego out of the way, get emotion out of the way. When something has to be done structurally, woman depend on man. Let me give you an example. We need to start moving in another place in our lives, Kendra and I. So I know we need to move at another financial place. We got to pay for you to do this and all this kind of stuff. So that means first I need to go spiritually, which means I go sit down with Kendra and say, sweetie, pray for your husband to operate in his position so he can produce what God called him to produce. I can't get ego. Because there's a remedy. Remember the power. I'm talking about the power. I can't get into my ego. I can't get into my ego, my man thing. I have to be able to look at woman at the power level that she has. If my wife wants to do something, she goes, I want to structure an organization that will give us the power or the resources of what she needs. She needs to come to me, say, baby, help me build this resource. My wife is going to college now. She comes and helps me. I help her with the paperwork because that's structural. So that means that men and women are equal. You are equal. The same amount of spiritual power that you have is the same amount of physical power he has. So when you come together, you come and you create the complete image of God. That's what Genesis is saying. So we jump to Timothy, 2 Timothy 1:7, and it says, God is not giving you the spirit of fear. So that means, hear me, anything, listen guys, anything that separates you from that power puts you in a position where you are now stuck in the position of weakness. Anything that separates you puts you in the position where you're now in the point of weakness. Why? Because where a woman is not strong, man is strong. Where a man is not strong, woman is strong. The passage in the Bible, the principle says this: where you're weak, I am strong. When you're weak, I am strong. That's the source. What has happened, because they've attacked you guys and separated us, what has happened is now women have to take on the role of power. And men have been to take on the role of strength. Power is physical, strength is emotional or spiritual. So women had to take on the point of power. Men had to take on the point of strength. A man is not strong. That's why when a woman leaves a man, it almost breaks him down. A man leaves a woman, she shakes it off, she's sad, then she goes find something else. Because strength and power are two different things. Got it? Every life situation is a remedy. Now, let's look at this again. For God has not given us the spirit of fear. So fear is not the terror of it. Fear, and matter of fact, let's look at it. Let's go ahead and look at what fear says. I'm going to take you there. So what you have to realize, those of you that are on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. You understand that what you're doing is being separated. Fear means that is, he's trying to get you to be separated from what is there. He is not giving you the spirit of fear. Where you at? Okay, there we go. Now, check this out. Let me see if I got this on here. I got this on here. I'm going to show you this on here. No. Okay, so let me show you this. Check this out. All right. 1:7, 2 Timothy 1:7, and we look at this right here, and it calls trembling fearfulness cowardice. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Check it out. Y'all see that? Right here in the middle. I'll highlight it. That right there. He said timid, fearfulness, and cowardice. God is not giving you the ability to be timid, fearful, and cowardice. You see that? God is not giving you that. So what happens is, in this process, most of us are stuck in this position where we're timid. I told you, y'all thought I was joking when I said, I just don't speak in front of people like that. It's a fear. God did not give you that. God did not give you that. That's Blue Letter Bible. God did not give you this timid fear. So what's happening? What happens is you are not relying on the remedy that you need to do when it comes to your life. So are women more powerful than men? Yeah. A woman can handle more changes and alterations to her life than any man can. Why? Because the job of a man is to dress and keep the garden. That's the job. That is it. There is no other way around it. There is no little secret trick. That's it. Now, what's happening is you don't know your power. So what you do is you rely on physical power. That's why these young, immature women are picking fights with men. Put your hands on me. I wish. Why? Because that's not your power. So all you do is make yourself weak when you do that. You don't make him weak. All you do is put him in a position where he's just going to go someplace else. So anytime a woman tries to operate in physical power, she operates at 50% capacity. Anytime a woman tries to operate in physical power, she operates at 50% capacity. Understand that. Anytime a man tries to operate in emotional, he operates at 50% capacity. So what does that mean? Anything that tries to make you operate in that capacity is trying to create an opportunity for you to be weak so they can take advantage of you. Yeah. It's creating an opportunity for you to be weak so you can be taken advantage of. And I try to teach this, but what happens is, right now, for those of you who took the thing, the video is ready. I'm going to send the video out. All the videos are going to get out because I'm going to take the time to get the videos out. But I try to get you to understand that the capacity of who you are, there is a remedy for it. For everything that you're dealing with, there is a remedy. And if you understand the remedy, then you understand the power that you deal with. So God is not giving you the spirit of fear. That means he didn't make you timid. He didn't make you cowardice. He made you strong. but of love. Now, love is the representation of that. Love means I love the system. I love the union. My wife said to me the other day, which was so beautiful, she said, I love us. I love how we are. I love us. See, you have to realize that where your power is, where your challenges take place, is within the fact that you are powerful, and so your attack comes at your level of power. Hear me now. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Your attack comes at your level of power to make you weak enough to be overtaken. So what happens is when you figure you can't do something, or you can't make something happen, that means you feel insecure. And when you feel insecure, something tries to come in and secure your security by saying, I know how to make you stronger. I'm showing you how to be strong. So the second thing that you need to understand is the first thing is your power. You understand your power. Stop trying to be a man. Men, stop trying to be women. Now, nobody's going to like that. It's going to get really unpopular. I do not care. I got a text, something on my TikTok said, how does your wife feel? How do you treat your wife? I treat my wife like the power that she is. I constantly tell her, I give her freedom to speak. I give her freedom to be those things. What do you mean I give her freedom? I give her the freedom to do that. What you don't know as a man, you can bind up her freedom to speak. You can bind that freedom up by whenever she says something, acting like you don't want to hear it or acting like it's not important. You bind her ability to speak up. You give her freedom to speak. That's why, where's the book? I have a book around here somewhere, y'all. That's why we wrote this book. We have a book. Why? Because we had to learn communication. I got one. I had like 5 left. Yeah, here we go. I got 2 left. This is why we wrote this. We wrote this because communication became the basis. You follow me? Each of these things that are taking place, you have to understand the power source. Why? Hear me, ladies. You have to be able to speak to God. You have to be able to speak to God. Your power is in speaking to God. So when something is going on in your life and you resort to doing something physical, you put yourself in your lesser power. You put yourself in your lesser power. So you have to learn to speak. So that has to be there. I have to allow her to speak. Why? Because you're carrying so many, ladies, you're carrying emotional stuff, you're carrying the spiritual stuff, you're carrying the circumstances, you carry all of this stuff, and men simply carry the structure. You follow me? So what do you bring to the table? Nothing. I saw a show the other day. She said, what do women bring to the table? What do men bring to the table? What did Eve bring to the table? We don't want to talk that deep. We don't want to really get that deep. What did Eve bring to the table? Whatever Eve brought to the table, that's what you bring to the table. What did Adam bring to the table? He brought God. He brought the structure. He brought a garden. He brought animals that would submit to him because that's why he did it. He brought all those things to the table. And when he brings them to the table, I'm going to teach you the greatest lesson you ever learned in relationships. When he brought them to the table, he brought them to Eve to see how Eve could incubate them. You are not supposed to be trying to bring things to the table. You're supposed to try to be there to incubate what he brought. Not to create what he brought, to incubate what he brought. What he brought. You keep trying to create stuff. Why? Because you have established in your mind how you want this world to work out. But what you've done is decided how God is supposed to bless that world. So, he said power. Everything that is in your life has a remedy. Let me share some information with you. I told you the Apostle Dallas. I told you Apostle Van Zant said, drink the water. Okay? So check it out. Did you know that everything that is being offered to you as a worldly remedy, you can do without the world? Yeah. Everything. You have to understand the remedies that are offered to you, these remedies are offered as a monetization of what you already have inside of you. Every one of them. So I'm talking again this morning. So check this out. Let's do this little thing. If you drink Coke, in order to get every effect out of Coke, thank you, Apostle Vincent, every effect out of Coke, you got to drink, let's say, 8 bottles of water. For every Coke you drink, you need 8 bottles of water to get that thing out of your system with no Coke. So for every time you add another Coke, that's another 8. So if you drank 5 Cokes, 5 times 8 is 40. You need 40 bottles of water to get that out of your system. Now, that's scientific, but it's not scientific. Every time you eat vegetables, if you go walk 30 days, you burn that vegetable off. The reason you get sleepy is the engines in your body that try to digest your food are turning on, and there's nothing to compensate the energy or increase the energy. When we were little, as soon as we finished eating, we would go out and play. We couldn't swim because the pressure would cause cramps, but we could go out and play. Why? Because the food is supposed to give you energy. It's not supposed to give you nutrition. It's supposed to give you energy. And nutrition looks like energy. So your remedy for every woman that is going, I am really getting too big. As soon as you eat, this is why you eat earlier. As soon as you eat, if you eat vegetables, walk for 30 minutes. If you eat meats, walk for an hour. If you eat vegetables and meat, walk for an hour and a half. It will burn and it will give you energy and power. Plus, when you get home, you'll be able to rest. Everything has a remedy. So let's take it back. So you drink Coca-Cola. What's the first remedy? The first remedy is a mental remedy. Why are you drinking Coca-Cola? Why do you drink it? What is it doing to you? Because it is doing something to you. It makes something happen in your body. So there is a remedy. How do you walk in your power? You walk in your power by taking responsibility for your power. We don't want to take responsibility for our power. So when you walk in your power, you do it by taking responsibility for your power. Ladies, stop trying to get men to be like women. Stop treating men like they're women. Men do not move by the basis of what you say to them. So all the talking you give them does nothing for them. Men move by instruction. So you want to help your men to move by instructions, then what you need to do is show him what you want. There are 3 lines in this book. One of the lines is I call them love talks. The saying to your husband, I love it when you. Nobody has ever. You make me special when you. Those things help you to realize that your husband doesn't want the emotions of it. He wants the facts. But we have altered as a husband because we want you to feel like you are cared for. So we'll let you decide. Well, I want this, and we'll make it happen. So let me help you out. Thank you, sisters. I put you to the side. Bruh, every man that is on here, do you want to know the sexiest thing? And every woman that thinks I'm lying, just say, no, you're lying, Uncle Dallas, when I finish this question. You want to know the sexiest thing for a woman is a man that can make a decision, that has looked at the situation and go, we're going to dinner. We're going to go to Red Lobster. We're going to go to a movie, and we're going to do this. And everything that needs to be done is done. I already paid for it. I already took care of it. All you do is get ready to go. That's sexy to a woman. Why? Because a woman carries so much of God and so much pressure that when it comes to her having to figure out what she wants to eat, she doesn't want to go through that process. Well, every time I say something, she tells me she don't like it. The reason she says that is because you haven't discerned what she likes. Kendra Dallas can eat pizza anytime, day or night. Kendra Dallas can eat shrimp anytime, day or night. There are restaurants that I can get up right now and take her. Why? Because that's what makes a woman want to depend on a man. So, bruh, start making some decisions. Start looking at the system and stop living like a woman. Listen. Your job is not to be emotional about everything that breaks. You know why brothers get together? Because iron sharpeneth iron. I'm talking to one of my brothers the other day, and he said, she said something to get on my nerves. I said, take the emotions out of it. You're not good at emotions. Take the emotion out of it. You're not good at the emotion. See, what you got to realize is you've got to become the person you are spiritually in order to see the power that you have spiritually. The person that you are is construction. So right now, I keep telling my wife, and I do this. I've got to get better at this. I do this. I tell my wife, what do you want to do? And she's a travel agent and all these kind of things. And I go, you have this power. The other day, I'm in my time of prayer. Morning, I pray. In my time of prayer, God says, take her thing, take her TikTok and grow her TikTok. I said, God, he said, grow her TikTok. My wife is not good at the structure. My wife is good at making everything work. That's her work. My wife is administrative. They sat down. We're going around the country and we're going to go to every place. We're doing our power couple and our event. She gathered everybody together and she said, these are the things that we're going to do. And I said, I got on the live and say, I need butts in the seats. I don't need a whole bunch of administration. I need butts in the seat. Men, make a freaking decision. Women are dating men for 5 and 6 years and the man won't make a decision. Or the woman doesn't trust that the man will make a decision. There is no way in this world that you need to be dating a man or be engaged for 5 years. A man, at the moment that you meet her, you know whether she's going to be the girlfriend, the bed buddy, or just the friend. There are 3 categories. You're either the one I talk to, the one I sleep with, or the one I take home to mom. You know that, bro. You knew that the moment you laid eyes on her. Make a decision. If that's not the decision, you decide to move to the next thing. You decide this is not for me. Stop leaving it on the person that's connected to God. What do you bring to the table? We have watered down us so far. It is just the crazy. We have watered down men so plus. My grandfather came to my grandmother and said, listen, here's the house. Here's what I do for a living. Here's where we're going to live. Now, once you understand the system, you understand the job of the woman is to incubate. We thought that meant stay home and do nothing. You've not read Proverbs 31. I'm doing a whole teaching on Proverbs 31 woman. It was totally taught wrong. Totally taught wrong. We've been teaching wrong for years. So when he brought the structure, he's saying now you build it. You build the structure. If you don't understand that. So now let's talk to my brothers. Those of you that are watching the video, thank you. I'm Uncle Dallas. This is me right here. I do this for a living, professionally. Been doing it for years. I know stuff that people don't know anything about when it comes to relationships. I have 6 sisters. I've got 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren, 2 daughter grandchildren. I know women. But more than that, I had a dad in my life. And my dad was a male chauvinist. And I thought it was a bad thing till I realized how watered down relationships have been. So now we have a generation that's 2 generations out that have no idea what a relationship looks like. So we got people married and say, well, he's just going to be a man. My grandfather didn't just be a man because he was able to sleep with everybody. That's not being a man. That's being a hoe. So I learned this stuff from good things, from my grandfather that I knew, from my father that I knew, from my uncle that I knew, and we talked from every brother that I know. Guys, here is the key. The power you walk in is structure. Structure something for her to walk in. Ladies, if you're not willing to walk into what he's structuring, find you another man. If you're not married to him, find you another man. If you're not willing to walk in the structure because you want to throw he's the narcissist or all these kind of things, then you need to find you another man. And stop trying to find men in an environment that's not produced nothing for you for years. Let me say that again. Stop looking for apples in an orange field. Stop looking for pears in an apple field. If you don't see what's around you, stop being imprisoned by your present environment and stop living like you have to stay there. If you can make money here, go someplace else. Look it up. Where are the most single men? Oh, I got a better one. Look up where what you like to do, can you do what you like to do? Stop looking in a place that's dead for life. Why? The attack against women. We got to have you afraid. Do you know everything that a woman does, there's a fear behind it? You get pregnant, you're going to be by yourself. You make too much money, no man's going to want you. Have too many children, no man's going to want you. Do you know how many fears they have for men? The fear only men has is failure. That's the only fear that a man has is failure. So what the attack had to happen is get you to bring fear to us. So we had to get you to bring us the apple. So they had to get women to bring fear to us. To bring fear to us. We didn't have fear. Adam didn't have fear. Adam didn't have that level of knowledge. So what they do is they go after you, women. And they go after women to the point that they carry fear to the man. Because whatever the woman incubates and brings to the man is bigger than it was when she got it. So they bring you fear. When they bring you fear, they give it to you so you can give it to men. And so now men are just as afraid of having children and being married. All these things that they're afraid of because that fear was brought to the person that carried the access to God. Women. Y'all. God does not give you the spirit of fear. You're not timid. You're not cowardice. You're strong. You are so strong that there had to be mounted an attack against you. So let's deal with the strength. All right? Let's deal with the strength. Let's deal with the strength. Okay? Let's deal with the strength. The strength of a woman is her ability to connect to God. Every lady, what is your intercession and your prayer about? Every woman here, your power. Every woman here. If a problem rises up in your life, I'm going to do it like I do the food. If a problem rises up in your life, let's do it on three different levels. Level number one, you are a single woman interested in having a husband. Okay? That's level number one. You are a single woman interested in having a husband. Okay? Here's what you need to do. Write down the word husband. For the next 5 days, you pray for God to open up the door for the man that God called you to have. For the next 5 days, that's what you pray. You talk to God. Don't talk to him like you somebody go, oh, the Lord Jesus, I need you. You sit down and say, God, I do what you asked me to do to the best of my ability. Listen, write this down. You talk to God according to what you gave God. Because he tells you, Galatians 6 and 7 says, God is not mocked, whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. You hold God accountable because you are the one that can. Ladies, you are the one that can hold God accountable. Ladies, you are the one that can hold God accountable. That is why when the young lady went to God and said, even the dogs get the crumb from the master's table, because you, my sister, can hold God accountable. You, my sister, can hold God accountable. Then you hold God accountable. I've done what you've asked me to do. I do it to the best of my ability. If there's other stuff I need to do, reveal it to me. But this is what I need. I don't like being in this place. I don't have a man that I can trust in. So I've got to trust in the power that you placed inside of me. And that power is to talk to you, God. Y'all going to need to play this over on the video so you get it. The power is what you gave to me, God. And I want someone in my life. I am not satisfied carrying stuff that needs power and I'm not powerful. I have strength and my strength is to talk to you. And so God, I hold you accountable to get this thing to me. Whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do it. But I'm not going to hold myself in prison because I'm not perfect. You didn't call me to be perfect. You called me to trust in you. That is the prayer for every woman to pray that's single. Step down, now you're married. He gets on your nerves, y'all don't see eye to eye. You sit down and say, God, this is the man you gave me. You said who God put together, let no man put asunder. So I'm going to trust you to begin to speak to his spirit, begin to structure his life, begin to build around him. And I'm going to trust you because I wrote down husband, that you fix these problems that I know. If it's me, God, show me. If it's him, God, show us. Help me because you put me here and you gave me the strength of connecting to you. So my strength will call on you so that I can get what I need from you because you're my God. You're dealing with your family. Single, married, married with family. You're dealing with the finances of the family. I'm talking about ladies now. Ladies, God, position my husband so he can make the money we need. Position us so we can be in the position we need to be in. Tell us what we need to do. Ladies, stop telling your husband you heard from God. Stop telling your husband you heard from God. Talk to your husband like somebody that you respect. When you keep going, oh, God told me, you go, wait a minute. So you don't respect what husband says. You're sitting there trying to hide behind the spirituality. Stop it. He does not have to respect your calling. He does not, because when you are married, you're a new creature. Every one of you that somebody told you, he got to respect my calling, it's a lie. It's a lie. When you are married, you're a new creature. That means you start over from being two people to one. So many women lose husbands and mess up their family because you want him to respect your calling. Baby, he has to love you and cover you. Stop telling him how much you hear from God. Well, the Lord showed me. Who cares what the Lord shows you? Men don't care, honey. They care about what butts in the seats. Now, thank you, ladies. I put you to the right. Men, stop running around using your gift and your calling as a moat of authority in your household. In the Dallas household, I am not apostle. I am not prophet. I am not evangelist. I am not pastor. I'm not teacher. I'm William Dallas, and most of the time I'm babe. Why? Because if I can't walk in my calling without having to tell everybody I got a calling, I might not have a calling. If you can't follow what God says to you without telling everybody God told you, you might not be hearing from God. You might just want to hear from God. Bruh, your challenge is stop telling her that you the man. Stop telling her that's all the stuff. Because here's what you have to understand. Ladies, you pray for God to change the structure. Men, change the structure. If your wife is not moving and respecting in the place that you are, find out what's going on. There are 3 ways I know how to shut Kendra up. Yes, I said exactly that. How to shut Kendra up. Number 1, fix it before she says anything to it. Number 2, we can't talk about on this movie. We can't talk about on this video because we'll get in trouble. But number 3 is take her someplace where she feels free. Take her on vacation. It'll shut Kendra down. Are you hearing me? Why? Because what you have to understand is you don't know her enough to address the situations in her life. So, bruh, start putting things together and do them. Follow them through. Everybody go, oh, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Okay, Mr. Man. What happens if she moves away or says that? You have to realize, if I got to tell you I'm the man, 9 times out of 10, I'm not the man. If I tell you I'm grown, 9 times out of 10, you don't respect me as an adult. So, bruh, start structuring stuff. Ladies, stop looking for men that just look good and sound good. Start looking for men that have the ability to construct what your life needs. If he does not have the ability to construct what your life needs, sweetie, you should have never got with him. But if you did get with him, now you got to pray and get it fixed. Why? Because the source of your power is you respecting him from a point of love and him covering you from a basis of love. You respecting his power from a point of love and him covering you from the basis of love. That creates the whole power of God. That means that now the presence of God is everywhere you guys go. So God is not giving you the spirit of being timid. Let me give you another little tidbit. So in that process, it says God is not giving you the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. And let's go back to this. Go back to this definition. It says timid, fearful, and cowardice. Timid, fearful, and cowardice. Now I can take those a little deeper, but I'm not going to. Timid, fearful, and cowardice. One of the biggest challenges you're going to have as you begin to grow in this thing as a child, I was about to say a child of God, as a person that's in a relationship is that timid thing is I'm afraid to tell him that. Women, stop being afraid to be vulnerable. And stop taking relationships that happened in the past and making them the reality of your present. Let me say that again. Stop taking relationships of the past and making them the reality of your present. Why? Every once in a while, you have to realize, and I say this with us, amongst us, that those of you that are part of higher standards, every once in a while, it's okay to say, I'm afraid. You've been so conditioned that you have to be strong as a man that it's okay for you to say, I'm afraid. Bruh, it's okay to say, I don't know what we're going to do, sweetie. Pray with me. I have no idea. Do you know how many times I've sat down in Kendra's lap and just said, sweetie, I don't know what we're going to do. Because you think that the confession that I don't know what to do next is a weakness. Now, let me tell you this. I'm not saying that every week. Once I get it off of me, I get back in my battle mode. Once I say it, I'm in my battle mode because I believe that when I tell my wife, she goes and talks to God about it. She goes and talks to God about it. So I don't have a problem going, I'm afraid right now. But on the other side, ladies, stop being afraid to be vulnerable. But here's the key. You're not vulnerable to everybody. Vulnerability comes to a person that earned it. Your vulnerability is offered to a person that earns it. Your power is not given to just anybody. Your power is given to a person that earned your power. Ladies, please, please, please hear me. Please hear me. If you have not gotten a copy of the video about the power of woman, you really need to get it. And everybody on here that actually heard the teaching, you need to let them know you really need to get that teaching. Because when you know how detailed and how intricate, you need to get this too. Because you need to know how to talk to men in relationships and out of relationships. This will teach you about how to talk in relationships and out of relationships. Please, please, please hear me. You do not give the power of who you are to someone that has not earned it. Earning it is not sleeping with you. Earning it is not promising to take you places. Earning it is not buying you gifts and doing that. Doesn't earn anything. Anybody can do that. Earning it means that person is right there covering you as you move. My wife and I were scuba diving one time. We went down to 100 feet and it was scary. And I didn't know this until she told me. It was scary. We went down to 100 feet. And so she got down there and it was the first time in her diving career that she was afraid because we never went below 60 feet. And normally that's a 60-foot floor. And so she's swimming around and she felt like she was lost. She didn't know where she was. She was by herself. I was up at about maybe 70 feet watching her. I wasn't scuba diving. I was diving, but I'm sitting there watching to make sure I don't lose my wife because I love her. And so she's looking around and I saw the fear in her. And so she's looking like this. And finally she looked up and I was sitting above her going, you okay? You okay? And she swam over and got with the rest of us. About maybe 3 or 4 months later, she said, let me tell you the sexiest things I've ever seen. And I said, what? She said, I got lost underwater. And I said, I remember. And she said, when I got lost underwater, she said, I was afraid. And she said, I looked up and you were watching me, making sure that I was okay. Let me tell you a little secret, bruh. Let me tell you, man, every man, let me tell you a little secret. When your game, your boys, your situation are so big that you can't cover the woman that you care about, you don't deserve her. There is nothing I'm doing in my life other than what I'm doing when it comes to business, which she understands, that doesn't cause me to stop and say, I will sacrifice this to make sure you're okay. That's how you love a woman. That's what you bring to a table. It's the same thing with children. You know why children are wild? The reason that children are wild in this thing, because you're so busy doing your thing that you're not watching over the children. If the children, my grandmother used to stop doing what she's doing to sit on the back porch, and whatever she was doing, whether it was knitting or my dad, they would watch the kids because that's important. You would watch the kids, but no, you so good, you got to play your game. You give a kid a video game, you give a kid an iPad, you give them that because you don't want to care about the kids. That's a side note. That's free. Doesn't cost you a thing. Bruh, it's not important. She has to be valuable. Kendra Dallas is valuable. Valuable means that when she needs me, I'm there. But valuable also means that I can say, sweetie, if it's not important, I got to finish this. Why? Because I got to maintain the structure. I'm running an organization that will have a potential of over $1 million a month if we can get it to get where it's supposed to be and it's supposed to reach the world. I need help. And people are popping up to help. But I cannot do that by myself, A, and nor can I do that making sure everybody else is happy. Bruh, watch over her. I know you being smooth and hot and everybody thinking you this and making sure that you ain't no punk and you ain't gay and all these other things. I know you think that's important, but it's not. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I am good looking to one person, and she's in the other room in there. Other than that, I'll never forget a young lady told me when I think I've been married for maybe a year. We're going on 10 now. I was married for maybe a year, and she said maybe you should cut your beard down and paint it black and dye it black. And I said why? She said because more women will like you with your beard dyed black. I said I'm not trying to get more women to like me. I'm not trying to get more women to like me, so I'm not going to dye my beard for what? The only person I'm concerned about my beard is my wife. This is before I had I just had the goatee. Your power is within your ability to cover. Ladies, your power is in the ability to change the environment and the atmosphere. You can do that. You can do that. Stop letting people determine who you are that have not earned the right to even speak to you. That have not earned the right to even say anything to you. That's it. It says not giving you power, but for God is not giving you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. Everything you have is a remedy. Make the remedy happen. Make the remedy happen. I have to stop being timid. I have to stop being afraid. I have to stop being concerned of how, because I deal with that. I deal with how people think about me. We just crossed 181,000 people. I think it's 182,000. Matter of fact, 182,000 people. We have to give them content that keeps their life better. That's my job. That's my only job. Is to give them life. To give them life. We're getting apps together. We're getting all these things together so that we can do what we need to do. Now, you guys know the drill. That was it. That was it. I'm not staying to 12 o'clock. You guys know the drill. He said, give them love, power, love, and a sound mind. Keep your mind solid. Don't give your mind away to people that can't handle your level of thinking. Let me say that again. Stop giving your mind away to people that cannot handle your level of thinking. There are people that will not be able to handle it. There are people that will not understand it. Stop trying to tell everybody your vision, your idea, what God told you to do. Stop doing all that. Ladies, get to know your husband. Husbands, cover your wives. Single women, get to know your God. Single men, cover your families. Create an opportunity and an environment so that you can live the life that God has called you. That's all you need to do. Stop trying to be so spiritual that everybody recognize that you're a super spiritual, superhuman spiritual person, and start being just regular people. It's going to be hard because some of you have so many things that are deeply driven or deeply drilled into your past. And so it becomes very difficult. Difficult to trust. I have a challenge with that. Difficult to say something that's really on your heart. Difficult. But I tell you this. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Who Revelation sets free Yeah, I know. I'm going to start guiding my teaching down different pathways and stop just teaching everything. I'm going to concentrate on the TikTok people because I see a lot of sisters that need help, a lot of sisters that need someone to speak into their lives. And so I'm going to work on that. My Facebook people will be different. My Instagram people will be different. This is going to become my livelihood now. It hasn't been. This is going to become my livelihood. Right now, this is going to become my livelihood. Because the key to this whole thing is I know my power, I know my strength. I know my power is in construction. If you've ever called me about an idea and I've taken your idea and I've made your idea just amazing, that's what I am. I do that. I do that very well. I take your ideas. I give you good information. I give you videos. I give you stuff that will change your life. The key becomes, do you honor it? Do you respect it? Or are you afraid because somebody else hurt you? And so that fear has stopped you from getting it. Everybody that's on here should be up right now getting that video. The video about power, everybody on here should have it. Yep, you should all be sitting right now, going to my app, going up there and getting the video. Why? Because you know you need the power. Everybody on here should have a copy of the book. I should be able to do a teaching on this book next week. I should be able to do a teaching and say, let's go through the book. Let's go page by page by page through the book. But you ask yourself, do you want the power? Or do you want to just hear about the power? Because we'll talk. See, I'm going to keep on you because I know what's going to make you stronger. Kendra Dallas is stronger. She will come and tell you herself that she went from where she was to where she is now. Kendra Dallas is better. And the reason Kendra Dallas is better is because Kendra Dallas let her husband speak into her life. I spoke communication. This is the first thing she did. I spoke communication. Then I began to speak weekly like I do on here. I spoke into her life. That meant that she now had the power to speak to the atmosphere. Ladies, you have the power to speak to the atmosphere. You haven't been speaking to the atmosphere because the people didn't tell you that. You have the power to speak to the atmosphere. Now, those of you that are a part of our organization, y'all know we go deep. But you should have the power to speak to the atmosphere. If you are part of Higher Standards, you already know what's up. If you're not a part of the Higher Standards organization, my phone should go crazy with all the stuff that needs to be taking place. But I love you guys. This is all I was going to do. We're going to just talk about this. If you want to ask questions, I'm going to do TikTok. I'm going to do Instagram, answer some questions, and then I'm going to go. But know your power. Ladies, your power is not in your ability. You do not have power. You have strength. Men, you do not have strength. You have power. But together you have the presence of God. Together you can change the world. Together you can see a level of manifestation that you've never seen before. But you have to understand that. All right? I love you guys. I really, really do. I thank you so much. Everybody on YouTube, remember, like, share, and subscribe. I think I got a question. You better talk, Shirley. We better talk. God bless you guys. I love you guys. I thank you. Like I said, get on Instagram and TikTok if you want to do a question and answer. We do kind of an after party on Instagram and TikTok. All right. I love you. I thank God for you. Father, take care of them. Watch over them. Bless them. Let these words that I've spoken seep into their deepest parts and let them walk in the power that you called them to be. All right. I love you guys. Peace.